interest we have around this project. For the people that I haven't met, my name is Councillor Mike Spadafora. I represent Ward 14. We have a ton of staff in the room tonight, but I'll introduce some of them, but not all of them. So just for the ones that have communicated with my office, they usually communicate with the gatekeeper, that is Christine, and Sam as well from my office, who helps on special projects and communication as well. Our Director of Transportation is here, Caroline Royale is right there. And then I am going to make a few comments before I call up another one of our managers to introduce the staff. I just want to encourage people, we had a meeting on Tuesday about a different issue and situation in Ward 14, and I urged everyone to sign up to our newsletter. We send a newsletter out every month. Sign up to our mailing list. We send out communication from my office almost daily, whether it's a road closure, whether it's upcoming maintenance. It's a way to keep yourselves informed. There's a ton of information that goes out. It's hard for me to engage and communicate if I don't have an ability to reach out to you. So please, you can visit our website, you can go at the bottom of one of my emails, and you can join our newsletter. Projects like tonight, as more information comes out, that information we can send it out on our mass mailing list. I think we have over 1,000 people on our account, but the more people from the ward that join, I think the better. Next up, I'm going to call our Manager of Design and Public Works, Susan Jacob, to introduce all the staff that's here in our consultants. Susan?
Good evening, everyone. Hope you can hear me okay. So I want to introduce and thank you all for coming out. Thank you all for coming out for the meeting today. We want to discuss with all of you the Scenic Drive, the road reconstruction which is being planned to be starting in 2025. So you just saw the phase 1 of the Scenic Drive construction last year. We started early last year, finished off early this year. So you have seen some of the work that has happened in phase 1, but we want to show you what we are continuing with phase 2 as well. We do have some plans for phase 3 and phase 4. We are not there yet. We have continued plans of continuing in the Fennel Avenue with this whole construction. What we would like to do today is I want to introduce the project team that is available here for any questions. I'll do a brief presentation for all of you. It is almost the same things that you saw up there on the display boards, but they will be able to explain it further. And if you have any questions, we are here to answer. We do have people from various different departments of the city. So myself, I'm Susan Jacob. I'm the Manager of Design Section in the Engineering Services of City of Hamilton. I want to introduce our consultants. They are from RJ Burnside. So Roach Tech is the project manager on this project. Is the consultant representative here today. We do have HT Lab as well. HT, you can, he is the landscape side of things. So if you have any questions in particular about that, you will be able to answer that. The few other members that I want to introduce are Ji Zeng. He is up here. He is the project manager from the City of Hamilton on this, being the lead in the project. Omo Ajay is the senior project manager, works with G along with G. So we have a good team here to be able to answer any of your questions. We have Prashveen Bhatt. He is also at the corner there, and he is a design technologist. And as Councillor already introduced, Caroline Ryle, she's the Director of Transportation, so she's here to answer any questions related to transportation issues, traffic issues. Good. Alright. And we have Becky. Becky is also the project manager from City of Hamilton in the transportation section. Wes Kinley. He is the manager of landscape architecture. He's primarily any questions related to trails, lookouts, anything related to trails, he should be able to answer that. So we have a whole team in front of you. Mr. Everyone, should I cover everyone? All right. So with that, I hand it over to Wojtek, who will be taking you through the presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. As my name is. Hello? Can you hear me? No. So my name is Wojciech Kaczorek. I'm a project manager with RJ Burnside, the firm that was hired by the city to design this specific section.
Speak up, please. Speak up. Can't hear you.
We don't know who we are. Okay, just thanks.
Is it better? Yeah. All right. Yeah, so my name is Wojciech Kaczorek. I'm project manager with RJ Burnside, and we were hired by the city of Hamilton to design the construction of this specific section of the Scenic Drive. The project is currently in its preliminary stage, and this meeting is intended to get any input and feedback from the residents living along this section of the road. As you probably are aware, this section of the road extends from approximately 50 meters west from Chateau Court to Golden Avenue, including the intersection. And on the plan part, this section is approximately 70 meters long, 700 meters long. And the whole idea of the construction is to provide better active transportation for the whole community. So the approximately 3.5 in some locations 3 meters multi-use path will be provided on the north side. And this will be like a long escarpment, including nice iron face fencing. And on the south side, we are proposing the sidewalk that is mainly directed to local community for safety walking improvements. And this sidewalk, I'd like to mention, it will continue going west from Goldie. And will be extended in the future up to the Guard Street. I'm sorry, I have to go back 2 slides. So as you probably know, because I assume there were previous presentation before, the whole reconstruction of Scenic Drive.
I can give a description of this one. So as part of the city ongoing efforts to upgrade our infrastructure, so Scenic Drive is scheduled for the improvement. So the whole project is Scenic from Mohawk to Gulf. It has been divided into 4 phases. So phase 1 which is from Mohawk to Chateau is under construction now. I think it's close to finish. So for phase 2, which is our focus tonight, is from Chateau to Golden.
You understand?
Right now it's in G3 design stage, set for construction next year. So phase 3 and phase 4, which is phase 3 is from Golden to Up Paradise, and phase 4 is from Up Paradise to Gulf. We are far after.
Yeah, this is like overview of the area of the whole Scenic Drive Reconstruction Project, which like as you mentioned, like so phase 1 is completed, I assume, right now. Phase 2 is from Shuttle to Golding, and this is subject of today's meeting, and then phase 3 and phase 4 it will happen in the future. So this section, so phase 2 of the Scenic Drive, will include, like as I mentioned before, it will have sidewalk connection on the south side. So on the east side, so in phase 1, which is already completed, you probably have seen like there's a new sidewalk already on the north side. But then it's crossing like at the limit of this section there's like now constructed already signalized pedestrian crossing to the sidewalk on the south side, and this will continue through this section. Multi-use paths similar to the sidewalk will be extended to the next phases. And will continue like along Scenic Drive up to the guard road, or like almost there's like a little section that it's not at the guard, but basically the whole north part. So multi-use path starts basically with this existing parking lot with now currently constructed walking pedestrian crossing, and multi-use path will continue all the way up to the guard road in the future.
For a question?
Yes?
No, we're going to take questions at the end.
Okay.
It is intended that the most pedestrian traffic in this section of the road and all bicycle traffic will be on the multi-use path on the north side, Scenic Drive, and as it's like more appealing to use it instead of walking in front of the houses. And most of the trees on the escarpment will be maintained. There is, as per current design, there's I think we have 4 trees to be removed, but in the same time we are planting 24. And all major trees will be maintained on the north side. And there's like no single tree to be removed on the south side in front of private houses. It will not be removed. Another improvement is water main. So water main will be replaced and upgraded within the scope of work throughout the whole section, this section. Currently the road speed posted is 40, and it's assumed that it will be maintained as 40 kilometers per hour. Speed bumps, there are existing speed bumps in this section. There are 3, and they will be reconstructed again, and they will be updated to the current standards. There is also existing parking area like in the middle of this section on the north side. There's like parallel parking, and it's hard to say how many parking spaces is there right now. I assume like 6 to 8 vehicles will be. And as per current design, it will be reduced to 4, most likely, but this is ongoing still. So as I said before, the west limit of construction is, so this is Chateau Court, it's like 50 meters west of Chateau. So right now, like it's clearly visible where the phase 1 is finished, with like there is like a start of the multi-use path from the parking lot. There's currently existing pedestrian crossing here. Multi-use path will be away from the road in some locations, and wherever it's not feasible, it will be located behind the curb, but not exactly behind the curb, so there will be like a safety buffer of the minimum of 0.6 meters. All driveway, all all private driveways, they will be, if necessary, reconstructed and upgraded, including, because like when I did like a site visit of the city, some harbors, they basically collapsed, so those will be also replaced and upgraded. I forgot to mention, so both intersections that are included in this phase of Scenic Drive Reconstruction, they will be new pedestrian crosswalks installed, including AODA compliant curb depression, start tables, etc. So there will be additional crossing for across the Scenic Drive, just west of going up. Again, this is for the safety, because right now, like, we know way better than like, everyone is walking like either on the street or in the boulevard, but it depends on the weather. So this is the view kind of from our 30% detail design, so more detail, but I included this view just to show the outline of the properties and houses where they are. So and in general, so the road currently the width of the road platform is approximately 9 meters, and this will be reduced to 6.5, I believe, 6.5 to 3.25 meters wide. This and because of that, this will kind of provide the platform for the sidewalk on the south side. Not in most cases, but for example, like at this corner, we are increasing the horizontal lines for safety, visibility issues, but then this will pull the existing edge of asphalt away from the houses. I forgot to mention that storm sewer catch basins will be existing storm sewer will not be, doesn't need to be replaced, but there is infrastructure that you can see on the road platform, like all catch basins will be replaced and reinstalled obviously. So this is our landscape plan. So as I mentioned before, not a single tree on the south side of this section of the road will be removed, and there are like a few very insignificant, like not major trees that will have to be removed to provide a platform for the multi-use path. In the same time, like existing illumination along the road will be replaced and improved with LED lights, and whatever is necessary, like solar power illumination will be installed along the multi-use path wherever it's away from the road, and wherever the requirements lighting standards are not provided. Along the whole escarpment of the road, the design will provide like 60 inches tall or like 1.5 meter in metric high iron fence for like of course safety constraints, and there will be a total of 5 viewing points with benches along the corridor. With one view overseeing the bay and the city with the bench exactly in the middle of this section. All the benches will be placed on concrete pads. Yeah, some of those benches will be single and some of them will be double. Just to mention. And those are some landscape features. So this is like iron fence that will be, as I said before, will be provided along the whole escarpment. With some locations it will be closer to the road, like for example, like location of existing culvert close to chateau. It has to be kind of aligned with the topography, and same at Goldie. Those are the standard benches that are provided based on the city direction. So they're like nice aluminium structure. At all locations with benches, we will provide garden bins, as I mentioned before. LED lighting along the road and solar powered lighting along the multi-use path. This is typical cross-shed section wherever the multi-use path is close to the road. So as I mentioned before, the multi-use path on the north side will be placed minimum 0.6 meters from the back, providing a safety buffer for walking pedestrians or riding bicycle from the vehicles. And on the north side will be 1.8 meter sidewalk. This will be graded like into existing embankments, beaches, areas in current location, but like there is no place that we will be going outside the property of the road into the private property with the grading. Proposed fence, as I mentioned before, will be along the whole escarpment. So this is the section where the one-use path is just next to the road, and this specific location is where we will have this nice view, panoramic view. So, so that's the specific location of that section, basically. So one-use path, then trees and asphalt path with double benches. As I mentioned before, like 24 trees are currently planned to be planted. So all those trees with like a dark green canopy, those are proposed locations for the trees. So this is the second typical section of the road where it was feasible to pull the multi-use path away from the road. Again, like we try not to interrupt existing trees and keep it as much as possible as it is. So, just in general, you know, again, so this project is supposed to enhance a city-wide cycling network. It should be like it connects to place an area for recreation, enhance existing pedestrian and cycling connection for active transportation, and it supports complete design as per the city manual. So this design, detailed design, it's planned to be completed by the end of this year, and it's going into construction next year, and it's supposed to be completed by the end of 2025, but it depends, it might be going into early 2026. Thank you for attending, and if you have any comments, please ask them. My name is Wojciech Kaczorek, I'm Project Manager with Burnside. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So lots of information. Everybody's had an opportunity to get a package. package from our staff, and then obviously spend time.
There are no packages left, and there are a lot of us that don't have them. And they aren't producing them.
Here, never mind.
Okay. So we will email them to you.
No, I would like one tonight, please.
No problem. Okay, so we probably have a lot of people that have a lot of questions, so I think that'd be the best place to start. So we'll open it up, and then depending on what the question is and what you're looking for, we'll look to which staff member would be best to answer. So, sir, I know you had your hand up, so we'll start with you and then go around.
Okay, sure. So one of the reasons, the main reason I'm here is that my neighbor reached out to me and said, you know, they're planning on, we all knew about the multi-use path on the north side, which is a great idea. Oh, sorry. North side. The sidewalk on the south side across all, that makes no sense to us. It seems redundant and a waste of money. You already have people on the other side, when we see them all the time walking through there, they've cut their own pathway. So, you know, I think aesthetically, it kind of takes away from the charm of the neighborhood. So that's why I'm here, is to get my voice, and all the other people feel the same way, is to love the project, keep the sidewalks, we don't need them.
Okay, so I'll let the director answer that.
Thank you.
Good evening, hi, Carolyn Ryle. Good question. We were anticipating, obviously, there was going to be some concern around the sidewalk. So the purpose of the sidewalk, this part of the program, is that we're more worried about connecting the community. So the multi-use path is on the one side that's going to have, you know, obviously a lot of active transportation, walking and cycling. But the sidewalk on the other side, eventually, because this is one phase or the second phase, the intent is to have the eventual link up of the sidewalk to the other phases throughout the corridor. We're adopting complete streets, which is we're trying to encourage active transportation, walking and cycling in a safe environment. And what we deal with on a regular basis is that when there's that lack of infrastructure, it increases speeding on the roadway. So we're really trying to take a complete streets outlook, which was approved by council, which is trying to narrow the platform and making it more livable, walkable for the residents in the area. The other concern is that any of those residents that want to cross the street in that 700-meter stretch to get to the multi-use path have no direct access. So people are going to be walking on the road or having to cross the street mid-block, which we're trying to prevent from a road safety perspective. So again, we're trying to, as part of this phase, linking it to other phases, have the sidewalk continuous in addition to the multi-use path to link, again, from a safety perspective, all users on the roadway throughout the corridor. That's what we're attempting to do.
Follow up on that? Sure. So it's clear that, you know, the dies are even cast. You guys are dead set on sidewalks. You've got reasoning behind it. No matter what we say about the aesthetics and it's not needed, it's redundant. If I'm hearing you correctly, sorry, that ship has passed. You are already set on this complete streets thing, and we're getting sidewalks, like it or not. Is that correct?
So it's fair to say we're here before the community today to talk about where we are in the design and what we're proposing. We're guided by principles that are set by council, and council's principles are driven through complete streets. We're also driven through Vision Zero, which is road safety. So what we're doing, road safety ma'am, it is a priority of the city, and we're building roads for all users. So what we're presenting here tonight is trying to change the dynamic from a car-centric to a multimodal that allows safe passage of all users using the roads throughout the city. So that's the intent of why we're here this evening. We're happy to hear the feedback of the community and then take that into consideration, but we're here again trying to talk to why we're choosing the different elements. We're trying to enhance the community and the walkability and the living and the playing in the area. That's our attempt. That is part of the design right now that we are bringing before the community, is that in adopting complete streets and taking it from a road safety Vision Zero perspective, we are looking to put sidewalks on the one side to link the community as well as a multi-use path on the other side where the escarpment is. I'm confirming that's what the drawings are showing here. We're here to hear the feedback, but that's where we are right now, trying to adopt the principles that we're working towards.
So, my name is Robert McGowan. I live on Scenic Drive, and One of the concerns I have is I was talking with one of my relatives, and they lived up in Greensville, and the same proposal was made there, and they put in sidewalks to accommodate the falls up there. And as a result of the sidewalks, the people now who didn't have sidewalks now have sidewalks, but they also have an invasion of people who are using their properties as picnic grounds. And furthermore, the traffic flow increased tenfold because now people could find parking and start walking along there. So you're increasing our traffic flow, you're increasing our dangers of unwanted people in that neighborhood. Already we have parking across from my place, my home, and several people park there at night. They pull out blankets, they have barbecues, they smoke pot, they take drugs.
Set up hammocks.
And
Like,
have
I'm telling
sex.
you, they're creating a bombshell, because the next thing you know, we're gonna have the same darn thing we have down in the city. And we don't want, I know you need a sidewalk, and I know you need to have, to allow for the beautiful view of the city. I have no problem with that. But why are you coming on my side of the property to lower my property value?
Exactly.
You know, because you did that already on the east. You don't have sidewalks.
I understand.
So why do you bring them parking?
So the example that you're talking to this evening is in an area that I've been down consulting with that neighborhood. And I think that has to do more with regards to a park and a falls, and it's become a little bit of an attraction. So the scenario you're giving there,
That Scenic Drive is an attraction for
the
people.
scenario that you're
They
giving,
live in apartments.
Are you-
Come down there and try to find parking. Don't cut me off. People are come down here, they park there, they try to find parking, they park all over the neighborhood. Then they go and walk in. I have no problems with that if they live in apartments. But I do have a problem when you start taking drugs, start putting your picnic tables down. I don't want them on my side of the street.
so that's a Hamilton Police Services item, and if people are doing illegal conduct in the area,
You do me a favor, come and park there first.
Yeah, so-
You don't want to be cut off. Let's just be, I understand the frustration, I get it. I've had the email
I don't
about the
think you do
sidewalk.
get it.
No, I do get it.
You do get it.
I lived in the neighborhood for 40 years. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I do get it. And I understand your frustration. All I'm asking is let's have some respect here. That's all. Let's not cut anybody off. Now you,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
get, I got your point across. I
Okay.
heard you loud and clear.
So on that note, this is a transportation-related project that we're here to talk to you about this evening. If other conduct is happening in your neighborhood, you need to contact the Hamilton Police Services. That falls under their jurisdiction to police. This has nothing to do with the transportation project we're here to talk to this evening. Yes, go ahead.
So you've done phase one already, like the construction was just finished, and we're talking about sidewalks and bike paths. But the bike path only goes so far, and then it stops and it becomes a sidewalk. So why was the construction made that way? And then why can't we just keep the bike path and scrap the sidewalk on this road phase?
There is another path happening. It's going along the Hydro property. That's why it's being delayed, because we have to get sign-offs by Hydro. So where the multi-use path comes down Scenic, there's a crosswalk. There's going to be another path that's going to come down through the Hydro corridor to link up to that PXO on Chateau. The difference on that side of the street is Hydro 1 needs to sign off on us, allowing us to come onto that property. That takes a lot longer than the other side where it's City Hamilton property, we can run the path as we want. That's the reason why there's that disconnect from one side to the other. If it wasn't Hydro 1, if that was City Hamilton property, that would have been already complete. Susan, is that good, or?
Yes, that's right.
Sir?
That is
Yeah.
the overall plan is shown here. So as we said, it is going to be done in over 2 phases. And that's the reason why phase 1, we were trying to get the road completed and
The path you're talking about is this purple line, right here. Unfortunately, Hydro 1 doesn't move as quick as, if it was City Hamilton, like I said, we could have had that path complete. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I didn't see anything on the plan. I mean, Hamilton, they shoot a lot of movies here, TV shows and everything, and all you ever see is the factories. Now, if you're gonna have people going along there, I'm not quite sure if it's in the plan, but shouldn't we have some open vistas? Like I was at the Parkhead on Upper Paradise just the
Scenic
other day.
Parkhead? Yep.
And you got a bench facing the escarpment, and there's so much brush
Yeah.
that you're looking at nothing.
Yeah, ridiculous.
And the same, if you go west, that new section they just did, which looks great, beautiful, but there's another bench that would be looking at the golf course, and again, just a bush there, so you're looking at a wall of overgrowth. And I think, you know, for the beautification of the city, we should at least have some space where you can see that panorama, you know?
So, you want to take that one? Yeah, you're the landscape guy. Hold the plan.
So part of the trail plan that goes across the escarpment goes from all the way from Malacca Road to Scenic, and will extend all the way down to the Mount Brown Trail. Part of that feasibility plan included the Vista plan. So this was a plan that was done in 2014 where they planned for lookouts across the escarpment. So what you see now is you see those trees that are really grown in that thick brush. Our forestry staff will be cutting that up to open up vistas, to create that vista view. So that X location that Wojciech was talking about earlier, close to the escarpment, that will be cut and we'll trim back those trees to provide that long vista. So it isn't in the plans to do that. It's a matter of laying it out and doing a field fit.
Will there be numerous?
There'll be multiple ones. So in this section, I believe there's 5 of them. Between the waterfalls and this section, I believe there's 5 lookouts that are proposed in this area. When I say lookouts, it's tree trimming, so it's providing that vista. It's not providing a large paved area or anything. It'll keep that natural setting, but it gives you that long, expansive view over the city. That is the goal.
Okay. If I could just ask a question, it's kind of in reverse. When you go to, if you're traveling east, and you come to the part where Scenic splits off, there used to be the continuing care hospital that was torn down. So on that side, there's a row of mature trees. Beautiful, but they're going to be building a survey in there, and I'm hoping those trees don't get cut down when they create a survey. Do you have any information on that?
I'm assuming you're talking about the Valerie development that runs right along Scenic. So they just finished their mediation at the OLT and they've come to an agreement. I haven't seen the tree plan. I can tell you from the planning department's perspective, they are very, very protective, and so is the Department of Forestry of cutting any trees down. Also with that development, because it's tied to the escarpment, Niagara Escarpment Commission needs a very extensive setback from the escarpment. So if the trees, I think if we're talking about the same trees that are the big ones right along the escarpment, those ones won't be, because they're set back. Like the setback from the escarpment for Niagara Commission needs to be not a regular 6 feet, it'll be like an 18-meter setback. So the setback from the escarpment needs to be greater where those trees will be
Well,
protected.
it's on Scenic, and
Yep.
and it looks like Crimson King, sort of brown maple
Yep.
trees. So it's,
We've been around the same page road.
yeah.
It's Crimson Maple right
Yeah,
along the road there.
I don't know exactly what trees, I'm sure if there's some issues with servicing, a tree may have to get removed. Like along this project, I think 4 trees are getting removed, 24 are getting planted. It would be very similar in the development. I haven't seen the tree agreement for the development, but if they cut 2 trees down, they're probably gonna have to plant 20. I don't know the exact ratio, but
Can you follow up
I
on
will.
that and send it to our email so that we have an answer on it?
absolutely. Once I can talk to planning and development, they'll have that. That agreement would be already completed. Once they go through site plan, they'll know exactly what trees are staying and which ones need to be removed, if any. I'm sure there's a couple that, if they find that they're not healthy, they will remove them. You got a question here, and then
Just on Scenic, where kind of the S-bend is, right, just past Chateau, there's kind of an S-bend there, and then it shows the multi-use path is right beside the road, multi-use path is like 10 feet wide, and there's a barrier there. Where are you guys finding the space? Do you have to build, there's like a little gorge right there, do you have to build a little bridge over that? Because there's not going to be room to put that and the road and a sidewalk on the other side.
So in this specific location, basically, we are, like, we have now only the road in general, right? So right now, the road platform is like 9 up to 10 meters in some locations, and we are narrowing it to 6.5. Right, so based on the survey we have, we did like modeling, and it will still fit. So in this specific location, multi-use path will be a little bit narrower, so the standard is like 3.5 meters. In this specific location, it's narrow to 3, and it will all fit.
They don't have to even break it. Yes.
I think the setback you said was 0.6.
Yeah, 0.6 meter setback we still have. So
Can I just ask Mike, just another quick question, my wife just reminded me, the mailboxes that used to be in the little parking lot there, they got moved, and they're basically in no man's land, right as you come off the corner, are they gonna get moved back where they used to be? Or is that a Canada Post problem?
So, yeah, we
Three
don't,
mailboxes, and people stop and get their mail, and cars come around the corner, and
so I'll follow up again. Canada Post, we have their contact. If you send Christine an email, she has the contact for Canada Post, and they'll let us know if they had to move it for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they'll let us know if it's going back or getting moved to a different location. I'm just gonna go here, sir, and then I'll come back. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a follow-up question on this question. Can you bring up it's about the road construction. Can you bring up the actual detail of that S-curves? And just have a couple of points, if you don't mind me standing up and explaining. Go back to, it's not there, it's this. Yeah. Well, no, the one before that. No, yes, that's it. Okay, so the issue here, this is my house. What happened, I lived here for 16 years, right? And this curve in the winter is extremely hazardous. I mean, my neighbor used to have towels in his front door because every year what happens is where people come sliding around here because it dips, right? And it dips and then it goes back up, and then they're like they spin around. I've had the guardrail. the guardrail here is so badly dented from side swipes. So my question is, can this curve be somehow changed a little bit? Can you raise the grade a bit or something to change this curve? Because if you do put the sidewalk around here, right, this would be a very dangerous place to walk. Because I have pulled so many people up here. This is where the creek is, right? And it goes underneath the road. So I don't know how this big curiosity is how you're actually going to manage this. I was envisioning building expressway or something above it to deal with this change of elevation here. So that seems to be in my mind, that's the engineering challenge that you guys are facing.
Okay, so I just wanted maybe just to give everyone context. So this is the first PIC, and we're only at the 30% design for the project that we're bringing before you this evening. So the intent of tonight is to show you where we are with the 30%, and is to hear things like this so we can take it away and advance it as part of our design, and then come back understanding how we may deal with that. So we appreciate that feedback. After the general questions, we're also going to allow for everyone to sort of go to the PIC boards and to the drawing, and this is where this feedback becomes very important to us to understand what's happening in your community, so we can take it away and further assess it as we continue to advance the design. So in that case, we'll take that away.
Just wondering on the process here. I think you're going to get some pretty good resistance from the group in this room regarding the sidewalks on the south side. So what is the process? Like, who is the decision maker? What has to happen? I mean, does it have to go to council to make a decision on this, or can it be handled in the department, or how much of a mountain are we going to be up against?
So like the director just said, so we're going to come back with another meeting like this with any feedback we get from tonight. Anything the engineers, as they're going through their design, may change, add, delete, find more concerns like the one here with the creek and the curve in the road. We'll have another meeting, and then I'll bring forward the community's concerns. At the end of the day, if we get to a roadblock, the council will make the decision. If they want to overturn me, they can. Now, at the end of the day, there's, like the director said, we follow certain policies, standards, and things that the council wants to see active transportation, like the director said, complete streets guidelines, which council has adopted, we voted on it. So to say that the decision's made tonight, I would say that's not the case. I know you made that point. I would say that the sidewalks aren't 100% guaranteed when you leave tonight. But I will tell you that the transportation department is going to push for sidewalks on that side based on what they follow, right? Based on the metrics that they use, the standards they use, and what they would normally do in this situation. But my job isn't to provide their information. My job is to provide your information. So my message back to staff will be, how are we going to try and address this? And that's when we have our next meeting and find out where we're going to go. Sidewalks, again, there's some people that would say to join Chateau and be able to walk on that side of the street without crossing would benefit some people. Maybe a woman in a stroller doesn't want to cross the road, but
There's a cost.
Absolutely.
And, you know, the property value, as we talk about, the aesthetics. It's a very unique section of the city. And just lastly, before you talk to this gentleman. It always drives me nuts how the city seems to be more preoccupied with trees than the view. It's always obscured. I see the guys come along, but they don't make any difference. They trim the grass. They don't trim the scrub brush. I hope the landscaping
where's
department...
Wes? Is he listening? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, be
Listen
a bit
up,
more
Wes.
aggressive with trying to clear it out so we can see the scenic view. That's why people go driving there and then it's overgrown. And they
You can only see it in the winter when all the leaves and the green is gone.
Oh, and the dead trees too. There are multiple dead trees and bushes along there.
take them out.
Take them out.
So just on that note, I'm just going to comment with regards to the view. So we have to deal with the Niagara Conservation Authority, so it's got nothing to do with the city staff not wanting to be out there and putting it on the record. It's not that we don't want to be out there cutting, scrubbing, doing whatever. Again, we're dealing with other authorities, Conservation Authority that has quite a bit of, obviously, legislative right around what's happening out there. So staff are acting in accordance with regards to that. The other thing I also wanted to mention with the sidewalks, what the councillor relayed is completely accurate. There'll be more to come on that discussion. However, we're building the sidewalks within the city's right-of-way. There is a portion of the city's right-of-way there, and the city, again, from a Transportation Vision Zero perspective, as the director, I will be very open and transparent about wanting to have the connectivity from a Vision Zero road safety complete streets perspective, and I'm just being transparent in front of the community today. Where that continues to go from here, there'll be more to come. We're only here with the first PIC with the 30%, that's it.
And, yeah, so just so you know, very strong support for sidewalks on the south, only because we have a special needs daughter. She wanders right now, she has friends on Scenic, on the unsidewalk part. Very scary for her to cross the road on her own, so amazing if we have those safe sidewalks there that she can get from our house to friends on Scenic. So I respect, like, there's different views, but definitely some pros to counteract some of the other views like the sidewalk.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Yeah, in view of the fact that the roadway is being reduced from 9 meters to 6.5 meters here, I assume it's not intended for cyclists to use the road, do you?
No. That's what the multi-use path is for.
That's the reason the multi-use path on the north side is, right? So it's 3.5 meters for like multi-use for bicycles and for pedestrians.
If I come down Golding, I want to go left, how do I get onto the multi-use path? Do I have to take it off the bike and go up the curb, or will there be some provision made?
Golding has, if I'm not mistaken, Golding has a raised crosswalk at the intersection, correct? Yeah, so when you're coming down Golding...
Cyclists are not supposed to use crosswalks.
That's correct.
Oh, we can get off and push the bike. Yes, we can, yeah. Okay.
So the use of the multi-use path and the sidewalk is not to deter avid cyclists who want to use the roadway. That's not the intent of this, but majority of those who want to cycle and walk are not comfortable on the roadway. So having a protected network, which is a multi-use path in this case, is going to allow for those who aren't comfortable cycling on the road to be able to use an alternate opportunity out there to feel safe. So that's why the multi-use path is being done. But we're not We're decreasing the width of the platform because we're trying to slow the traffic volume from speeds. We're dealing with speeds every day within the division, and narrowing the platform right now is the way in how we're trying to deter speeding, which is happening all over the city. So that's another reason why we're widening, tightening, to give that illusion to slow down. And again, if those who want to use the roadway from a bicycle perspective, they're welcome to do it.
So did you have a question at the back?
Me?
Yep. I see you had your hand up, so.
What I'm going to say, perhaps has already been mentioned, but back here, I could hardly hear what went on. 90% of what was said, and I understood you, but the rest, I'm sorry, I didn't. My question is this. Is it really necessary to put sidewalks on the south side? We have beautiful space and an area on the north side. There you could put a walking sidewalk and a path for the bikes. Right now, after rain, those bikes can't go in there because every so often there's a puddle with mud and everything. I've been living here for 25 years, and I walk pretty well every day. I cannot walk in that north side because of these puddles. Now, they've been there for quite a while, and you, City Hall, and everything, know about it, and did nothing. So, keep the sidewalk on the north. But one thing I do not understand. I remember at the beginning of the year, city was concerned about the cost. They might have to raise taxes and everything. How much is this thing going to cost? Any idea? This part, just this piece here, how much is it going to cost? I've seen the work that was done there for Mohawk North.
So we are at the 30%
Confusion number one.
stage.
Sorry?
We are at the 30% stage.
I'm sorry, I can't quite understand.
So we're at the 30% stage. We're at the beginning of the project.
Oh, and you have no idea how much it's going to cost?
We do.
What is it?
4.5.
It's approximately 4.5 at this point, million.
4.5 million?
Correct.
4.5.
Million.
Sorry?
4.5.
Million, just for phase two.
Yeah.
Just
Now,
for this section.
what happens to our taxes?
They should go down.
This capital budget is
You
not
know, it's a capital,
allocated.
okay, but
No,
what
it's not
happens to
just
our
for the-
taxes? What happens? Do you have any idea what's going to happen? Will our property be reassessed by those people in Markham City? What do you call that, the assessment department? They assess the value of the property.
I don't know that.
What happens if you put a sidewalk in front of the house there? Is that going to increase the value of the house?
No, it decreases.
Decrease it?
It's a realtor, I'll tell you.
Well, then I guess we reassess it. But listen, I remember a few years ago, from City Hall to when the guy got angry, came in, they were proposing that the north side of the escarpment, let it grow wild. Let nature be there, wild and everything. And I said, are you serious? I've lived here for 25 years. Quite often I see people come by, they stop, they walk over to look over the escarpment. It's an attractive feature. And you mentioned before about cutting trees up, you see that. And then the whole thing stopped. But according to him, oh, we were unreasonable, we didn't like nature and all that. It was kind of, in fact, at one point, we thought the neighbor, okay, we'll fire somebody and we'll cut the grass ourselves. Then says, no, I get involved with the church. Anyway, but here's the situation, same thing here. Now, to me, it doesn't make sense to respect. I've lived here for 25 years, I walk every day, and I see what I heard so far, what I read. The other one, I'm sorry, didn't quite understand. It doesn't, I haven't seen the reason why. Why do we need these sidewalks?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Because we have room and availability to walk and the kids to ride the bike on the north side. There's lots of room there.
So we've got your point. We'll take it down and we'll further assess it.
Yeah, but I haven't heard the reason why you want to put.
So the reason was explained a couple times already.
Is what? I'm sorry?
The city is making a
There's a lot of echo
Can
in
you-
the telephone. So, speak slowly and louder, please.
The city is making an investment in this community. It's a sizable investment.
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 For what?
We're making an investment in this. We're reconstructing the road. We're adding connectivity. We're dealing with Vision Zero road safety matters.
I'm going to say something,
Excuse
sorry
me.
to cut you off.
Hold on.
Are you concerned about the new development there on the sanatorium property? Is that it?
The Valeri.
Is that what you guys are concerned with?
What does that even mean?
In a sanatorium place where the Valerie construction is going to build.
That's why we're putting a
If you
sidewalk.
increase more people walking, running, driving and everything. Is that the concern behind this whole thing?
So,
Sidewalk?
so we've taken your points down. You're consistent with others we've heard in the room. We'll take it back, we'll assess it, and we'll come back to the community with next steps after that. Thank you. We're going to move on.
25 years, nothing was said, all of a sudden it's
Thank
coming
you.
up.
Go ahead.
Has any consideration been given to the wildlife there? So that S curve that fellow was talking about, there's a lot of deer crossing that goes through there, and I'm just concerned that if they're gonna put fencing up along the path, the big deer are not going to be able to cross, and you're gonna have a bigger issue than what we have already now.
So that's a linkage. A linkage being tying neighborhoods to neighborhoods where we built development. So the still green space and pockets, part of the NEC as well. We do protect those areas, we continue to keep those passages open, although because we are promoting a pedestrian area, we have to make sure we protect those pedestrians from the image. So there will be passages that will be able to come through. There's other areas in the area that can come up through the escarpment, through the Sugar Falls being one of them. But we will make sure that
I was just gonna say,
The
that
public is
area
safe.
is also particularly the deer do, so that's just another area of concern that they want to consider when they're in their planning, because we've almost been hit there before, so.
and that's, are you referring to the one on the screen right now?
Yeah, that S through, like where that little culvert is, where the, yeah, right there.
Shallow road, yes.
Yeah,
So the problem with that is that path ends up being really close to the edge.
I understand that.
So as long as we can protect the public and still allow that natural habitat to passage and live through there, that's kind of what the design will go through, and we'll work through that to see what we can do there.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, I just wanted to add, just a point what, the sidewalks, I have a sidewalk in my house. It's great. The only thing, the thing that's funny about it is that sometimes the city will come along and clear it in the winter, and oftentimes they don't. So they clear it sometimes all the way up to the road on the sidewalk. So I guess my question is, winter maintenance, and would the sidewalk, would that be part of the thing? Because like the big properties that some of these people are talking about, on the south side of Scenic, there's a lot of frontage, right? So there's a lot of maintenance too, no matter whatever else. The concern is, how do you maintain that sidewalk, or do you maintain the bike path? Because that's in the winter. I've walked many times during the winter, and everybody's walking on the road. So I don't know. That, to me, that's the issue. Is during the winter time, 4 or 5 months of the year, what about the maintenance of these paths, and sidewalks?
So, good question. Roadway maintenance reports to myself and my division, so I oversee roadway maintenance for the right-of-way. Under the bylaw, the typical process is that it's the responsibility of the property owner, where the sidewalk is, that they're clearing the road sidewalk.
So that's you.
No, the property owner.
That's your road allowance, that's not my property.
Well,
You said
it's
that.
the property owner adjacent to it is under the bylaw.
You
It's
just said the
15.
property owner, and that's the city of Hamilton.
Well, you're adjacent to it, but like I said, we're here to get the feedback. We'll take it away, we'll answer the questions. So that is the typical process throughout the city of Hamilton, is that property owners all throughout the city clean and clear their sidewalks. But we'll take that back and we'll confirm that. With regards to the multi-use path, that would be something that will be done by the city.
There's a path that goes from Scenic down to Lang's Park, and up which has a great sign on it that says, no winter maintenance. But, there's quite a steep part at one end of it, and a lot of kids in Chateau use that to go to the schools. So that's been another kind of odd thing.
Yeah, there's probably areas throughout the city, depending on obviously how difficult they are to clear. They may close them down for certain parts, especially if there's storms coming through. But it's good feedback. We'll take it back and we'll confirm it as part of the next step. It's a good question. Go ahead, please.
I don't know if this is under your jurisdiction or not, but I'm a cyclist. I cycle in Burlington, a couple of times a week. I use the Chinook Trail to go down, and I use the bike paths quite regularly in Hamilton. And one of the things that concerns me is when you put in these multi-use trails that are made of asphalt, it brings in a lot more people. And a lot more people are using motorized scooters, all kinds of different contraptions now. And I've actually seen some of them going excessively at 50 plus kilometers an hour. And as a bike rider, it unnerves me to hear someone, or not hear someone, come right up behind me and do that. And I've seen near misses on the trails with people that are hiking, and there doesn't seem to be any posted signage around speed limits and that sort of thing, and that really concerns me from a safety perspective. Because even in the short time that new section has been open, I have driven my car and I have been passed by somebody on a motorized scooter. And anyone needs to come around a corner and hit somebody, and then somebody's going to be severely injured. So from a policy perspective, I think Hamilton needs to do a better job of communicating where the electric scooters need to be, where the electric, skateboards need to be. I'm respecting the speed limits on my e-bike, and it really is a safety concern of mine. I don't know who to talk to about it, but every time you put in one of these asphalt multi-use trails, you're encouraging people to just rip it up.
So good feedback, we appreciate that. It's a little bit of a combination from a road safety perspective that falls under transportation, but also with our bylaw enforcement group that actually doesn't work under transportation. So we've taken that point down, and we might be able to do something with even how we're marking the multi-use path to delineate, but
It
good
doesn't happen
feedback.
so much like if it's pea gravel,
Yeah.
if it's gravel. Actually, I find Chinook right now to be unsafe because there's been a whole bunch of gravel that's been dumped there, and there's lots of cyclists that are actually skidding out. But at least it's a little bit of a deterrent, and it keeps the speed limits at a reasonable rate. With the traffic in the city right now and the different projects that are going on, some people decide they're a cyclist and then they weave into the traffic, and those things are happening, and it's not safe for cyclists or people using those laneways.
Okay, appreciate that, thank you. There was a question, yeah, the gentleman.
So, I live on one of the two courts that are off of San Francisco, so there's a lot of people here who live on Scenic. I don't have any skin in the game when it comes to the sidewalk thing. I walk my dog north side. I like the fact right now there's no sidewalk, it's just a little dirt path, which discourages what the lady just said, scooters and stuff like that. I understand I'm going to lose that. It's going to be this multi-use pathway. Maybe I'll still walk on the grass. But I look on the south side of the street, and I envy these people that are here that are very emotional about this. And I get it, because I look at their properties. It's just beautiful. It's peaceful. It's serene. And I wish I lived there, but I don't. But I totally understand. It's very emotional. I have no skin in that thing. And I'm looking at it and saying, no sidewalk. For a couple of reasons. One is it kind of destroys that peaceful setting. The other thing is traffic on Scenic is about to double from the Valerie project. And we're taking a road from 10 meters to 6.5. And now we're putting a sidewalk on the south side. People are driving these big SUVs with these big mirrors that are coming out like this. I would never walk on that sidewalk unless I'm facing traffic. I'm going to get hit by one of those mirrors. That's not wide enough. People are not going to slow down. They're just going to keep going the same way. 50, 65, even if it says 40. And we're narrowing the pathway. So, I don't know. I just, from the perspective of somebody who has no skin in the game, in this game, please don't do this.
So point taken, we've heard your points.
I see both. We'll start here and then I'll go to you.
I'm actually very excited about this project. I love the idea of this multi-use path and the trail as a whole. My question is in regards to parking. Obviously, this trail is going to attract a number of people to it. It's meant to be an attraction, and along the entire trail, I recognize that there's multiple phases, but there's really limited parking. Where are we anticipating visitors to park? And could there be any incorporation into plans to build up some of the existing small parking lots already there to accommodate it so people can enjoy the trail as it was meant to, rather than parking on the side of the street and cluttering up neighborhoods?
I figured the exact same way, but the number of spots the cars that can fit now is what's gonna be able to fit in the new design.
Okay, sorry. one-
But we can also look at that as we're designing to see if there's areas that are.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind, that would be appreciated.
Yep.
The follow-up is that I think on the side of the road, for phase 2, you're shortening the amount of parking from, I think someone said, from 6 or 8 units to 4. I actually think that's a great idea. I think the number of parking spots there has kind of led to a crowding
Yep.
as opposed to people using the trail. One kind of suggestion was, given that we are going to take over more of that space and allocate it to the path, would we consider either moving all 8 of those parking spots to across the street, the parking lot, where the recent construction is done, where the mailbox used to be, given that there's that big field there that's not really being used, and then allocate more of that space to the actual trail itself, given that it seems like we want more space both for the bicycle and walking lane or, designated e-bike spots.
And we'll make a note of the your parking thing and look at it and decide if there's a way to incorporate it, move it. That's the whole point of the meeting, right? For us, that feedback is what we'll put into the next part of the design.
Yeah, so I think the parking lots is like milestones when you do trails, makes more sense versus like side street parking along the trail.
I actually had the exact same thought, Victoria. Yeah, and also, we're also concerned a little bit about the parking situation there. The lot is always full, and we live on the side, getting more people parking in the side streets now. I want to benefit just around that corner to go through that little creek path. And I think it's just going to increase and increase as it gets more and more use. So I am also putting a little bit of parking.
Yeah, the one thing we would probably have, this is less of a transportation, but the one thing we might have to look at once this is built is what those parking restrictions are on those streets, right? I don't know exactly what they are now, but maybe there used to be a reduction, or if there's parking on both sides, maybe we take one side away, but all things that we'll look at as we go through the process. I see the hand go up on this second.
Well, my question is, that parking lot was redone about 2 years ago. That parking spot in the highway. Why wasn't it expanded at that time? Why are we doing things twice or 3 times with our taxpayer money?
It's hydrolands.
Is that hydrolands?
Yeah, there got to be some
No, you could have moved
hydrolands.
it that way. Never mind hydroland, you could have moved this way, east.
So sir, we've just confirmed that those are our lands. So for us to have extended it at that time wasn't an option. So if any expansion is going to happen as part of this program, we need to engage hydro and other jurisdictions to see what we can do out there. So that work lives outside of our limits.
Okay, another, just to add to that, the sidewalk issue. The issue is solved by not getting the sidewalk here. Go to the East Mountain Walkway. Are there sidewalks on the north side?
No, the point's been made.
Sidewalk on the north side?
No, there isn't. We don't.
So why are you putting sidewalks in here? I lived here for 40 years. It's a beautiful drive. The homes are beautiful. The landscaping is beautiful. But when you put a sidewalk in there, I'm going to feel like I'm driving down Cannon Street. Do we want that? Come on, folks. Do we want that?
That's an excellent point you just made.
Like,
For
come
the East
on,
Mountain,
folks.
no sidewalks.
Come
Yeah,
on,
no,
folks.
the point was made earlier
Green
on in the
space. We
meeting.
need green space. We don't need concrete. Are you going to put sidewalks on the other side on Scenic that you just finished? Are you going to have sidewalks on both sides?
There's on the hydro side?
No, further down toward Mohawk. You just finished that area from
east side.
Scenic Woods to Mohawk.
Yeah.
There's sidewalks on the right side. Are you going to put sidewalks on the other side too?
On the park side?
Yeah, no.
No, there's
on the
sidewalks,
highway
they just
side.
confirmed on the north side.
Sorry?
There are sidewalks identified on the north side in that
No,
stretch.
he's talking about
No.
the north-south part of Scenic, and you're going to put it on the hydro side, on the east side of Scenic, going
You're
up
going to put it
towards
on the hydro side of the
Mohawk.
sidewalk.
That's still within the hydrolands, so.
Yeah.
It's highway.
And there are no,
But does the city have a right-of-way there?
In the hydrolands?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No? It
No.
goes right up to the curb?
Yeah, that's why we can't do any of this connectivity here. Because without hydro saying you can do it, we can't do anything.
So hydro goes right up to the curb?
That's the hydro corridor. We
My
can't
point
touch it.
is, you've got no sidewalks on the East Mountain.
Yes,
But why are you putting in sidewalks here?
your point is taken, sir, for sure. I can assure you that. Yeah, we got 2 here, and then I see,
I just wanted to agree with that gentleman, that's
Okay.
all. About the
Thank you.
sidewalks that he's not.
My turn?
go ahead.
Missing from this plan is the section of sanatorium that runs along the escarpment. sanatorium along the escarpment. I know that's part of the Valeri development, but will that north side of the sanatorium be protected for citizens to walk along after the development is completed?
That's the view, you mean, so that would be phase 3?
No, it's not in there. It's missing.
Yeah, so where the Valeri, where the cross is going to be located.
Where you've just completed that nice little path through the forest, that now is going to dead end, because you haven't included anything along sanatorium.
So part of that Valeria development includes that section of trail connecting to, that's what we call that the Mountain Brow Trail section number 4, this initiative number 4. So that was completed in 2023. The connection through the Valeria homes will be continuation with this. So the linkage will go all the way through the escarpment. There will be a linkage there. It's part of the actual development where the developer will build it on the city's behalf. And then the Cross of Lorraine that you're referring to, that's a project that we have on the radar as well. When that development is finished, we'll come in and we'll restore that Cross of Lorraine as well.
Okay.
So that is work that connection will happen. It's just a couple years out. We're really at the mercy of the developer at this point. So we wait for the developer to move forward with their works. They just came back from the OLT with that approvals, and now they'll start submitting their plan of subdivision.
But the escarpment side will be available, won't be used for building, it will be used for pedestrians or...
No, there's a significant setback from the escarpment to where that development actually is.
Okay, thank you.
So yes, you'll be, like you said, you'll be able to walk. I'll come right to it, one here.
Just a comment. I've driven the new section, like the after open, and I just have a regular sized truck, and I will not drive it again. So I just feel really uncomfortable driving through there, and it's forced me to drive through, I live just off Cooling, and I drive through the neighborhood. So that's just...
Why is that?
The road's way too narrow when you get towards the new parking lot, and if the existing part stays narrow, I can't drive without crossing the other line in a truck, just a regular truck. So it's just, I don't feel safe doing that. The comment.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. No, we agree with the feedback.
I just, it's too narrow.
It's your fault for having a truck. You're supposed to get a small little electric car.
I cycle more than I do, and I don't even...
Just a question about the hydro access that's going through there.
Yeah.
Will that be lighted?
Wes, is the pathway that you work on going to be lighted?
No, it will not.
Because I myself would not want to travel along there at nighttime when there's a sidewalk that's lighted.
So we understand that. We won't be able to put any lights on the hydro corridor at all. So they have an issue with that. We had issues with street lighting adjacent to their transmission lines.
Hydro wasn't the problem.
Yeah.
So they mentioned in the plans that they're going to update the speed bumps, but I wanted to make a comment about the speed bumps that are on the section that's just finished. My son drives an old car, sits low to the ground, he can't clear those speed bumps. And they might be to code or regulation, but they're way too high. So it's an issue for his car. And I'm sure he's not the only one that has a problem with the side of those speed bumps.
So the speed cushions, so it's a hot topic. I feel like my everyday is dealing with speed cushion requests, but related to speeding. So the speed cushion report just went to committee and council about 3 weeks ago, talking to the process of how they've evolved throughout the city. They meet current industry standard, and the intent is to slow everybody down, and we do appreciate those with cars low. We've heard some feedback, but the ultimate thing is that they should be able to maneuver them at a much slower speed. So I'm just letting you know, I don't know how low he's lowered his car, but they're industry standard.
It's an old car that sits low to the ground. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you couldn't go through Scenic Woods when you guys were working on Scenic because speed bumps on those speed cushions. The speed bumps on Scenic are long, so his wheelbase stays over the whole thing.
Now you've got them where they're split, so you can't do 2 wheels on, you can't do one wheel on, and it grounds up all the.
Yeah, that's
They've
the,
got to fix them, I'm sorry, like, it's
And
ridiculous.
they're not city of Hamilton standards, right? These are.
yeah, these are industry standard, and the reason why there's been an evolution is the industry has changed, but more importantly, those brakes are to allow emergency vehicles due to timing to getting to the emergency to be able to get through them. That's why there's the brakes when we're doing that. But feedback, we've heard your feedback. Speed cushions will be put out there, they are an industry standard that we're using.
I want to echo some of the comments that were made this evening. I live along Scenic, and I have 2 young kids myself. Just the reason why we chose to move to that area was the lack of sidewalks and the beauty that that is in that neighborhood. So I just want it on record that you guys know to support the other families here that are in the same boat. I don't think the sidewalks work on that north side, or on the south side rather. That north side, we use it daily. We're up there. That would be great with the bike path and the multi-use path. I know it might not be great for cyclists, but I really do think that room would be great for bike lanes. Like, we watch it. I watch it happen. People are riding their bikes on those on that road. Traffic, do they go fast? I think what the problem is they go through the stop sign at Goulding and Scenic. They're running that stop sign all the time. I wouldn't say they're speeding, but they're running that stop sign. Those speed cushions, I think they're great because they do slow you down, and you're right, they're pretty high. That's going to stop anyone from speeding alone. You pull those sidewalks, don't put those sidewalks in, you put a bike lane there. We satisfy the help of the cyclists. My family, who's on a bike with training wheels, just a 2-wheel rider on that multi-use space. That is what we need there. We don't need the sidewalks on both sides and narrowing that street. I think we need to share that road, because that's what we're doing everywhere else, is sharing the road. I know we want to slow traffic down. I don't think people are whipping through there at uncontrollable speeds. Like at the S-curve, that's tricky, but I think that's more geography than speed there. Okay. And I do want to say that I do find that new section really tight of Scenic. That you can tell. You guys close it up, and again, why are there no bike lanes there? I get that path there that you're going to put in, but we just rode that. We went to Tim Hortons on the weekend. We went up there. That path's great. I don't know why the road needs to go so narrow, and then you can have a bike lane there where there's people who want to exercise. Then I got to be moving my kids over to let them exercise because they should. So that's what the road is for. We're sharing the road.
So I'm gonna, maybe just for some helpful additional details. So the City of Hamilton has a Vision Zero webpage, which I encourage residents to take a look at. The Vision Zero webpage talks to statistics, fatalities, things that we're implementing throughout the city and the reasons why we're doing it. We're accountable to road safety. We're accountable to trying to deal with the concerns that come through my office every day. Speeding is one of them. And the complete streets and other things that we're trying to attempt to do is to control what's happening very prevalent, not just in Hamilton, but throughout Ontario and elsewhere. So I appreciate all the feedback. I understand everyone's positions. I encourage everyone to go take a look, though, at some of the information on the city's webpage, and we've taken this all down, and we'll be coming back to have further dialogue. So I do appreciate everyone's positions on it. Go ahead.
I understand the speed limit is 40 kilometers an hour. There is one sign that is obstructed by trees up at Scenic going north at Mohawk, and the next one is not until you get to Upper Paradise. Please put in some signs. Going westbound is from Upper Paradise, and I have no idea where it ends because there are no other signs. That's
okay, we'll take that.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number
We'll
two
that.
is going northbound on the new part. After the pedestrian crossing, there is no speed bump there. Why was not one put in? I nearly got head-on collision 2 days ago in that section. I was going northbound. Somebody came around the corner at 1275 or whatever it was, and over my side, and I, of course, now with the curve, can't go over into the gravel. We've got to slow it down.
So you're saying another speed cushion after so the race crosswalk and then going towards the curve?
Going towards the escarpment.
Yeah,
Yes,
or
there
the
is-
parking lot, the
Yeah,
curve.
there is nothing there. Where are the new speed humps going to be on this phase 2 project, please?
Are they staying in the same spot, or are they being here? Same spot,
Well,
same locations. But again, if there's feedback where you think there'd be better locations, this is the meeting for us to get that information, or the next one.
all right, thank
Definition of an
you.
upgrade.
Thank you.
What do you mean by upgrading the speed bumps? What does that mean? That was all. Said upgrading the speed bumps.
We're not upgrading them, as part of the project right now, where the speed cushions are, the intent where we are today in the analysis is to put them back where they currently are. From a road safety perspective, we'll work with the engineering group, and we'll determine if they are required anywhere else through the different phases as we continue through, or maybe something additional is needed.
It says to be upgraded.
It says upgrading.
Oh, is it to the current standard? Yeah, so they must be older, and they are, when they were installed years past, they were under a different standard. The current speed cushion standard has the brakes in between them, and they're
Like these
different. They're a different standard.
They're only 3 years old.
We don't change the standards, they're not our
And
standards.
3 years old?
Yeah.
3 years old.
Dig them up, put it in.
But we can take it back. I don't know when we're saying we're updating it.
We
I
are
have,
reconstructing, so it will come out anyways. So it will be 2 years.
Yeah, they're gonna be, we're reconstructing the road, so they're coming out anyway. When we replace them, they're gonna be brand new to the current standard is what we're saying.
okay. I'm sorry, I have one further question. It says water distribution system replacement. What is that?
The water main is going to be replaced, there is water main there now, but as part of road reconstruction, we do the water main replacement as well.
All right, how long does a water main last?
It lasts a long time, it's just
How long?
more than 50 years.
Yeah, they're typically longevity well past 50 years.
Okay, this one was replaced in 1994. Why are we replacing it now? That's a waste of taxpayers' money.
Agreed. Yep.
I'm not sure about the.
Yeah, I don't know the history and when it was replaced.
1994, and what happened was they blocked off from, it was just up to the parking lot area, all the way down to past Ian's house, which is, yours is 1059.
51, yeah.
1051, so it would have been, what was Tomlinson's house?
Yeah, past Tomlinson, somebody.
And it was completely blocked off. We're all of the age that we had to walk from, I think it was 1025 all the way up, and I'm up at 1097. And they dug it up, 1994, and there was no access to any of our properties. Please don't do that again.
Yeah, we'll come back with the construction staging plan as part of this work, and we'll review that with the community, but. point
Make
taken.
sure that we have access during all of this, and it was 1994 that it was done. So if it's only 30 years, why are we doing it again? I don't understand you.
So based on their investigation and their assessment, so it's the best time to replace it. Right. So since we reconstructed the road, even though the water main maybe still have maybe 10 or 20 years lifespan, but to avoid break the road in the future before I install the water main, so we will replace the water main at the same time.
So I don't understand what you
So
said.
basically what they're saying is it's easier it makes more sense financially to replace it instead of ripping the road up in 10 years at the 40 or 50 year mark, in 20 years again, because we have to replace the water main. Now they do an assessment and an investigation on the water main to see the condition of it. So they do last normally 50 plus years. I don't know what the investigation and assessment brought back. So, but it's definitely 1994, Sam's got it in there, and I'm gonna ask why we're doing it, and those answers will be provided, for
Okay,
sure.
same thing with the sewers too,
Yep.
1994.
They basically did the whole infrastructure in 94.
Yes.
Don? Yeah.
Just something brought up, but a rough estimate of how long the construction would take. Ballpark.
probably 5 or 6 months. 5 or 6 months?
Yeah.
So, in other words, like, there'd be no, like, we'd have to, like, move it over to some parking, I guess, lot, right? In order to, because the street's gonna get dug up.
So there's ways we can deal with it. We don't know that quite yet. They might be able to narrow it down to one lane. We're not at that point yet. We're not going to close off the entire, both lanes and prohibit anybody from getting into the area for 5 to 6 months. That'll be part of the evolution that we'll bring back as part of the construction staging, similar to what we do throughout the city everywhere else on major infrastructure projects. But we hear the concern. We're not going to landlock everybody for 6 months if they can't get to their property. That'll be taken into consideration as part of the construction staging. But good point.
That's what happened last time. We were banned from driving and we had to walk through all of this construction stuff just to get home with groceries and whatever all else.
Okay, point taken. We'll take that away as part of this work. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to jump off your point there. I think you made a really, really good point about the width of the road and share the road. When I first saw you going to reduce the road, I'm like, oh, great, you take less off my front. But then, so why would you do that? Because I can see with what this lady here said about the people on bikes, because we see them in front of our house zipping on the road, because the other side sometimes people get in the way with their walking and their strollers and their holding hands. And my fear is that bikers are going to stay on the road and you've made it this much narrow. You almost have to put signs that bikes are not allowed here. You can't share the road. Get on the multi-use path. Yeah. But the bikers don't want to go on the multi-use path because there's all kinds of other traffic and pedestrians. And by reducing the size of the road, taking away the opportunity for bike lanes, you just created a mess because somebody and some big tower said, we want complete streets. And you can't take one idea and apply it to the entire city. I mean, the complete streets works in some neighborhoods and other ones. I just think you're asking for trouble, and there's lawyers here and lawsuits and people getting hurt.
So road safety is paramount to us, sir. We take that in consideration. So
why would you make it narrower? We already got a comment here about the truck. You can't get by.
So the roads are constructed to deal with emergency vehicles in addition to people's pickup trucks. We're not condensing roads to make them unsafe. Put on the record, safety is paramount to how we design the roads through complete streets and any other design that we're doing.
As citizens, you got to wonder, have the people from the city actually drive this road? They actually look at it and see it? Why would this gentleman have a concern about his truck? Like that's reality.
I drive a pickup as well, and I drive on the roads throughout the city of Hamilton. So I'm happy to understand the concern and throwing it in the truck afterwards if you'd like, sir.
Have you driven on the new Scenic Drive that's been reduced in size? Have you driven on that one?
The standard right now throughout the city is we're narrowing the road platform throughout the city to 3.5 in order to slow traffic down, and we're trying to enforce multimodal activity outside of vehicles. We're trying to get other modes of travel on the roadway. That's the intent of what we're doing through Vision Zero and So listen, we've heard the concerns.
Yeah.
We're going to take it away.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, 3.5 meters?
3.5 meters is the width of a lane, the standard through complete streets. Yes.
One lane.
Okay.
One lane.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, it's 3.3.
3.3
I meant 3.3. 3.3
per lane.
per lane.
Thank you.
I drove today from the new road that was built up. It was supposed to have been ready June 28th. It was just a month.
We had a little bit of rain. Go ahead.
Anyway, if you pay attention and live there, I see in the morning, early in the morning, groups of cyclists, real cyclists.
Yep.
It looks like the Tour of
France.
Where the hell are those people going to ride in that road from Mohawk north to the parking lot, which has been narrowed? If you're on a wider road and something happens, you got a chance of moving over. What do you got? You're going to hit the curb and throw your front wheels out of alignment, well, what's going on? And there was space to leave the same width that we had once. The other day I wanted to go for a walk, going that way. I got at the end of a Scenic Drive there where the parking lot. I said, where the hell am I going up? If I went on the road, it was too tight. So I had to go around down the street. I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking here. I'm not sure if anybody here representing the road department, whatever it is. It needs to be waking up.
Thank you. Any other questions?
So you said that they're narrowing all the roads in the city. Does does that mean?
No, we're not, so when we do a reconstruction, we look at the complete streets design guidelines. And the intent is to change the wide platforms and bring other features into the roadway. So we assess everything from sidewalks, on-street cycling facilities, multi-use paths, landscaping, narrowing the right-of-way for vehicle lanes. All of that is taken into consideration when decisions are made. So it's not a one blush for everything, it's a set of guidelines we follow. So the intent is with any reconstruction, we follow our complete streets, and where we can narrow the platform to control speeds, make it more livable, walkable through the complete streets from a safety perspective, that's what we are moving forward to do throughout the city, yes.
Is the long-term goal to have a 15-minute city?
The long-term goal is to make it safe for all users on the road.
That's not answering my question.
That's the long-term goal.
No.
And at the cost of
These-
anyone,
these
that's what we're doing.
plans that you're putting in place are in essence to create a 15-minute city. And I want to know if that is the goal for Hamilton.
At the cost of anyone's life on the roadway, we are slowing speeds down because that's just what we're moving through complete streets.
Typical political answer. You're making it a 15-minute city, people. If you don't know what that is, look it up.
Sorry, say that again, I missed it.
15-minute city.
Any other questions? Okay.
Rather than name, when the road is torn up and the sewer line is looked at, are you going to replace the service lines leading to the property line?
Service lines up to property line.
You do it at the same time? Yeah. I need mine done, that's all. So,
Well,
what I have to do with my part, see?
you'll have to do your part.
I know, first.
We'll do.
I know. Just, it makes it stand up. Yeah, okay. So it's going to be done?
Yes, the laterals to the laterals to the right of way, yes, will be done within the right of way. So maybe I could just end it there, and the council may have some closing remarks, but listen, this was the first PIC where the city was coming forward with the 30% design of what we're proposing, obviously, in the community. We appreciate the feedback. We appreciate this is the first time you may be seeing it or hearing it, and again, we're taking it all back and it will be assessed. So staff are here, there are PIC boards. If you want to speak to a staff member to have something in addition recorded, we're happy to do that, and they'll be here to assist with that. Councillor?
One last question. Could you please give us your name and your email and your phone, your contact information, please?
I will absolutely give you my contact email, yes.
Go ahead.
She wants to.
Carolyn.ryle@hamilton.ca.
Okay. Carolyn dot
Ryle, R-Y-A-L-L,
R-Y-A-L-L at
hotmail, at hamilton.ca.
at Hamilton.
So, I'm the Director of Transportation. I'm happy to hear any question from anybody. The project team running the project has an inbox. So you can send me yours, but to keep the project consistent, it should be going through the project team where we assess it collectively as the city versus coming directly into my inbox.
Okay. So where do we send that?
Yes, where is contact details? Yes, so I just want to make sure it's going to the right course of the group that's reviewing the project. I'm here to support the team that's running the project. So if you have questions or concerns, we want it to go to the project team so it holistically is being reviewed, not the director.
So these two emails?
Yes, that's correct. Yes. But I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, like I said, if anybody wants to go into detail on some of those slides, staff will answer some questions on a specific slide. Another thing I'll comment on, I will tell you that I heard you loud and clear on the sidewalks. Loud and clear. I'm here to fight for the residents. That doesn't mean I always get what I want. I voted against the budget 2 years in a row. We still got property tax increases. So I'm going to fight for what you want. But I can't guarantee today that you're not going to get sidewalks. But I heard you, and I'm going to fight for the resident. That's all I can tell you. Last thing, one way to engage and provide feedback and get everybody in the community talking about a specific project and giving data so that we can use it as a tool is iMatter. So I am on iMatter, I use iMatter, it's a platform that allows you to engage with me. It allows you to ask me questions. I answer the questions. It allows other people in your community to comment on your question. And it's all free to sign up. They'll sign you up right now. And basically you can connect with me and any other political person in our area. When you sign up, you put your postcode in, anybody you need to contact in regards to federal, provincial, municipal, everything is there. A lot of information, a lot of reports that we have at City Hall, I put on there. So, before you leave, if you got some time, you're not sick of the meeting, go see Joe and Francis at the back. They will help you sign up if you want. They'll give you information if you want. And if you want to go and discuss some slides with Susan and her team, you're more than welcome. And please, reach out to my office. I would have gladly taken all these conversations as well. Email me, call me. We're here every Tuesday upstairs, a little office upstairs, so you don't have to go downtown. Every Tuesday. Christine for sure is here, 9:30 to 5. If I have meetings, I'm here as well. If I have meetings off-site, I'm not. But you can come here on Tuesdays and find us. Thank you, and please reach out if you need anything else.